Juneteenth, a day of joy, reflection, and resilience. But what exactly is Juneteenth and why does it matter so much? Join us as we dive into the riveting history of Juneteenth, from the dark days of slavery to the triumphant Declaration of Freedom. This is a story every American should know. The Civil War raged on from 1861 to 1865, a brutal conflict that tore the nation apart. Over 600,000 soldiers lost their lives, and the nation faced its greatest existential crisis. But amidst the bloodshed, a monumental change was brewing. President Abraham Lincoln made a historic move. On January 1, 1863, he issued the Emancipation Proclamation, declaring that all enslaved people in Confederate states shall be thenceforward, and forever free. Sounds like the end of slavery, right? Not quite. The reality was far more complex. The Emancipation Proclamation didn't instantly free all enslaved people. It applied only to Confederate-controlled areas, leaving many in bondage until Union troops could enforce the order. This was a crucial turning point, but the path to true freedom was still long and fraught with obstacles. Isolated from the major battles in a Confederate stronghold, Texas became a refuge for slaveholders looking to escape the reach of Union forces. By 1865, over 250,000 enslaved people were in Texas, still unaware of their freedom. But everything changed on June 19, 1865. Union General Gordon Granger arrived in Galveston, Texas, with a message that would alter history. Standing on the balcony of Ashton Villa, he read General Order No. 3, announcing the end of slavery in Texas.
The people of Texas are informed that, in accordance with a proclamation from the Executive of the United States, all slaves are free. This involves an absolute equality of personal rights and rights of property between former masters and slaves.
Imagine hearing those words after years of unimaginable hardship. For the newly freed people of Texas, it was a moment of jubilation and profound relief. This day, June 19th, would come to be known as Juneteenth, a blend of June and 19th. Juneteenth celebrations sprang to life almost immediately. Barbecues, parades, music, and prayer services, these traditions quickly became a way to honor the struggle and celebrate newfound freedom. But it wasn't just about festivities. Juneteenth also became a day for education and reflection, a time to remember the past and look towards a brighter future. Over the years, Juneteenth evolved. From the earliest celebrations in Texas to its spread across the South and eventually the entire nation, it became a symbol of resilience and cultural pride. Yet for many decades, Juneteenth was largely overlooked in mainstream American history. In the 1960s, during the Civil Rights Movement, Juneteenth gained renewed significance. Activists and community leaders embraced it as a day to reflect on the ongoing fight for equality and justice. Martin Luther King Jr.'s Poor People's Campaign even held a Juneteenth Solidarity Day in 1968, linking the historical struggle for freedom with contemporary demands for civil rights. In recent years, Juneteenth has surged into the national consciousness. In 2021, it was finally recognized as a federal holiday, a testament to the tireless efforts of activists and advocates who fought to ensure that this crucial piece of American history is acknowledged and celebrated. Juneteenth is more than just a day off. It's a powerful reminder of our nation's history and a celebration of African American culture and heritage. It's a day to honor the past, acknowledge the struggles, and look forward to a future of equality and justice. The first Juneteenth celebrations in Texas were filled with a mix of emotions. There was immense joy, but also a somber remembrance of the lives lost and the pain endured. Freedmen would dress in their best clothes, often those discarded by their former masters, and gather for communal meals. Barbecue was a staple, a symbol of community and celebration that remains central to Juneteenth festivities today. Parades and public readings of the Emancipation Proclamation became annual traditions. These gatherings were not just about celebrating freedom, they were also about educating the community, teaching the younger generation about their history and the significance of their newfound rights. As African Americans migrated out of Texas, they took the Juneteenth tradition with them. The Great Migration, which saw millions of African Americans move from the rural South to urban centers in the North and West, helped spread Juneteenth celebrations across the country. By the early 20th century, Juneteenth was being celebrated in states like California, Illinois, and New York. Today, Juneteenth is celebrated in diverse ways across the United States. In cities like Houston, New York, and Los Angeles, large festivals bring together thousands of people for parades, concerts, and cultural events. These celebrations serve as a reminder of the progress that has been made and the work that still needs to be done to achieve true equality. The recognition of Juneteenth as a federal holiday in 2021 was a significant milestone. It was a moment of validation for those who had long advocated for its acknowledgement. This official recognition not only honors the past, but also serves as a call to action for the present and future. It encourages all Americans to reflect on the history of slavery and the ongoing struggle for racial justice. Contemporary activists and scholars see Juneteenth as a day to both celebrate and educate. It's a time to acknowledge the resilience and contributions of African Americans throughout history. It's also an opportunity to engage in meaningful discussions about race, equity, and the future of our society. But why was Texas the last state to free the slaves? The answer lies in the unique circumstances of the Civil War and Texas's geography. As Confederate states began to fall, many slaveholders moved to Texas, bringing their slaves with them. They believed Texas, being far from the main theaters of war, would remain a safe haven for the institution of slavery. Texas's relative isolation and the slow communication of the era meant that news of the Emancipation Proclamation didn't reach many parts of the state promptly. Even after the Civil War effectively ended with General Robert E. Lee's surrender in April 1865, it took Union troops several more months to reach Texas and enforce emancipation. When General Granger and his troops finally arrived in Galveston on June 19, 1865, it marked the end of a long and arduous journey for those still in bondage. The delayed enforcement of the Emancipation Proclamation in Texas highlights the challenges of communication and the deep-seated resistance to abolition in the Confederate States. Even after the announcement, the transition from slavery to freedom was fraught with challenges. Many freedmen faced violent opposition from former slaveholders and systemic barriers that made true freedom difficult to attain. Despite these obstacles, they persevered, laying the groundwork for future generations. During the Reconstruction era, African Americans in Texas and across the South began to build new lives. They established communities, schools, and churches, and became politically active, pushing for their rights and recognition. Juneteenth became a focal point for these efforts, a day to remember their struggles and celebrate their achievements. In the early 20th century, Juneteenth faced new challenges as segregation laws and economic hardships took their toll on African American communities. Despite these difficulties, the spirit of Juneteenth endured. Community leaders and activists continued to organize celebrations, keeping the memory of emancipation alive. The civil rights movement of the 1960s brought a renewed focus on Juneteenth. As African Americans fought for equal rights and an end to segregation, Juneteenth served as a powerful reminder of their long struggle for freedom. It was during this period that Juneteenth began to be recognized outside of Texas, as African Americans across the country embraced it as a symbol of resilience and hope. In recent years, Juneteenth has seen a resurgence in popularity. Across the United States, communities celebrate with parades, festivals, and educational events. The recognition of Juneteenth as a federal holiday in 2021 was a significant milestone, reflecting its importance in American history. Modern-day activists and scholars view Juneteenth as more than just a historical event. It is a day to celebrate African American culture and contributions, to educate others about the history of slavery and the ongoing fight for racial equality, and to reflect on the progress that has been made and the work that still lies ahead. Juneteenth celebrations today are as diverse as the communities that observe them. From traditional barbecues and parades to concerts and educational seminars, These events provide an opportunity for all Americans to come together in the spirit of unity and reflection. So, next Juneteenth, join in the celebration. Attend a local event, learn about the history, and take a moment to reflect on the journey from slavery to freedom. Because Juneteenth is not just African American history, it's American history.